Hi Aries, welcome to your October 2022 reading. If this is your first time here at Secret Garden Tarot, welcome. Everybody is always welcome. I have a fan going, so hopefully you guys can hear me. But let me know in the comments if there's still audio issues. I do have a new camera, as you can see, so the view is a little different. But enough morning announcements. I will jump right on in. This will be for the sun, moon, and ascendant sign for you guys, for Aries, for the month of October 2022. Again, if this is your first time here, welcome. Everybody is always welcome. If this is not your first time here, a very special thank you to you guys. Let's get started. Center of the reading. This is the energy that's coming with you from September into October. We have the Queen of Swords. She is a bad bee. Let's put it that way. She is a very loyal friend, a lot of loyalty, a great communicator, a great giver of information and intellect. However, she is really not somebody that you want to mess with. She is the bringer of truth. She knows exactly how sharp that sword is. She will give you the information, whether or not you asked for it, whether or not it's in a nice sugar-coated way. If you're looking for sugar coating, this is not the person that you want to talk to. But she's a very powerful energy. She is not really a she. There is no gender within the tarot. It's just the softer side of that intellectual air energy. She's that more feminine, more passive side than her counterpart, the king. That energy is crossed with the Page of Pentacles. He is my student. He is a very practical, younger energy. So if you are perhaps going off to college, or if you are undertaking any other educational pursuits, moving house also, because we know property and real estate can be quite expensive. But he is learning. He is learning about his finances. He is learning about who he is. He is, all the pages are young, student, studious, I'm still trying to work things out energy. So we almost have like a parent-child dynamic here. So if you are coming into your own, maybe you're a young adult, maybe you're having this kind of second adolescence that a lot of people in their mid-20s, early 30s are having, a kind of that quarter life crisis. So maybe you have kids of your own by now. Maybe you're in your late 20s, early 30s, but you still don't have it all together yet. Maybe that's where you're at. Base of the reading, we have, hopefully you guys can see that, we do have her counterpart. We have the king. So we do have that paired energy, so if you're looking to pair up, perhaps air signs are a possible partner for you. But he is the base of the reading. Perhaps you have to use both the feminine and the masculine side of that communicative, that air energy, that intellectual energy. So he's the foundation of the reading. Above the reading, we have crowning the spread. We have the Knight of Rods. He's an interesting character. A lot of court cards here. We got a lot of people involved in whatever situation this is, Aries. There's a lot of people involved. I like to read all the court cards as aces, since they have one of their individual suits. So you could look at this as new beginnings, new opportunities, particularly with this King and Queen of Swords. You want to remember that is communication energy, that is intellectual energy. So you do want to make sure that you are expressing yourself, particularly when it comes to money, particularly comes to be what you want. That's where this knight comes in. He is kind of footloose and fancy free. And again, not necessarily a he, but it is illustrated that way. The knights are the adventurers, the great seekers of exploration. They go out, they fight battles, they fight dragons. If you think about, say, like Arthurian legends, when it comes to knights, they are in search of the Holy Grail. They're in search of adventure. They're in search of crusades. They go and they are the fighters, as it were. Immediate past, we have nostalgia. This is very literally could be childhood in your very immediate past if you're somebody who's in their late teens, early 20s. So perhaps there was a dynamic that you're trying to emulate in your own life. We have patterns that we try to replicate through our lives based upon our parents and our grandparents and our friends' parents. So perhaps you are trying to build a pattern on what you know in the past with a little bit of your own personality mixed in. It's really important that you pick those elements out of what your needs are. Again, we're talking communication here. If you're trying to build a life with somebody based upon the pattern set down by someone else, make sure that it's a healthy pattern. If you're trying to emulate your parents, your grandparents, aunts, uncles, uh, family members and friends of people that you grew up with as parental figures, and you're trying to build that type of life for yourself, make sure that it's not just a blueprint of that. You're not trying to make a carbon copy of what you know. You work into this as well. Immediate future, we have the ace. We have an actual ace here. So we do have that. It is an ace. It is a new start. It is mercurial. It is that pentacles energy. It's earth energy. So it's tangible. It's stable. It is buildable. So yeah, you might be, maybe starting a job, or really, really building on, if this is a relationship, a really good, solid foundation. If you took a stack of coins, you could actually stack them up and see how much you have. You could take a stack of cash and stack it, and it's a visible pile of cash, versus some of the more esoteric suits, like air energies. Not a lot of cups here. I see the cups in the background, but not a lot of cups going forward. So not a lot of, I see a lot of passion, but not a lot of real love and emotion. But that may change. This is the energy that you are bringing to the situation. This is the internal influence, which is the Four of Wands. This is a card that speaks of celebration. It is, a lot of readers will say this is the halfway to marriage card. It can represent an engagement. If you're trying to build, like I said, a relationship around something, that's the energy that you are bringing to the relationship. You are bringing about, you're manifesting this energy. So yes, it's abundant. We have the flowers, we have this wonderful archway here, and it's a community celebration. External influence, this card here is what energy is coming at you. Ah, beautiful. That's my Rihanna card. That's the Nine of Pentacles, more earth energy. Uh, you're she's doing it on her own. Bought her a bird, has her wonderful gloves, trained that bird, bought her fantastic jewelry. She grew those grapes. You can see there's grapevine in the back behind her. Self assured, can do things on her own. And the interesting thing about this, doesn't need a partner. Uh, However, that doesn't necessarily mean that she doesn't want a partner. And again, doesn't necessarily need to be a she, but it's just how it happens to be illustrated. It's how it's traditionally illustrated. Uh, if you're stepping up to this individual, or if you're this individual and somebody is stepping up to you, just know a game better be in place. This person is completely fine on their own. They make their money, they make their own decisions. It's just them and the bird. They don't need anything from you. What you're offering, they may take, but it's a choice. It is always going to be a choice if that is accepted or not from this individual. Hopes and fears, and we have the putting down of burdens, more wands energy, more fire energy. So if you're looking to partner or looking to build something stable, this is a putting down of that anxiety and that maybe possibly singlehood. But again, make sure you have a good idea of where you're fitting into that puzzle. You are not a random stick. You are not a template of your parents or grandparents or whoever that high water mark is. You count too. You're building your own path. It might be, the compass on which you point the direction, but you're forging your own way. If you choose to be with any individual, or maybe not. Maybe you're saying, you know what, I'm good all by myself. I don't need anybody right now. That's a decision as well. You just stand by it because you're unburdening yourself by making that decision and having that communication be crystal clear. Overall outcome, another 10, the ending of a painful, burdensome situation. Again, we have a lot of aces here. We have a lot of new starts. So a lot of potential. And that's the one thing that never really gets talked about. The aces are always potential. They're not sure things. They're seeds. In particular, this one almost looks like a seed you would put into the ground because it's round. And we have all of these abundant flowers. That imagery is also here with the Four of Wands. And she even has her lovely garden here. It starts with the seed. But again, a lot of anxiety, a lot of trouble can be assuaged and can be kind of alleviated if you just say and speak your piece and say, I want this, I don't want that. I'll take this little piece, a little bit of inspiration, and that's what this wand is all about, is inspiration and finding your own path, and say, but I'm going to leave all of what I don't want behind. Again, the choice is yours. So if you're bringing something to this person, or if somebody's trying to bring something to your table, it's your choice to say, I accept that, or no, next. Remember that, Aries. I will leave it there, my friends. I'll see you next month. Bye, family.